If you've been a subscriber to this channel for a couple of years, you know that I've been talking about I'm an anti-hypester. I always tell people eventually something happens that the hype companies start to fail. I was wrong on Amazon in 2014. I did not. I was starting to short it and I lost a lot of money on that short. Why? I didn't understand the growth potential and the market combined together could really hurt. And Amazon has gone from a $70 billion a year business to a $500 billion a year business in that time. But I want to remind everybody, eventually something happens. Now remember, I want you to know, this video is not about me taking a dump on Amazon. Absolutely not. I love Amazon. I want to own Amazon in the future once I understand their revenue streams. There are still issues there, but Amazon's a great story that has a lot of potential, but their margins are bad. And my goal here isn't to sit there. I'm going to look at Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, and the stock market overall. Okay? So let's look at Amazon here. I'm going to pull it up in our software. And the great thing about our software is we can do a 5-year chart right here. If you can look at this, Amazon the last 5 years is up 32.28%. Down from 80 up to 180, high of 188, down to a low of 81, and now currently sitting at 105. Okay. Now, let's look at the S&P in that same 5-year period. Up 54%. So the S&P is beating Amazon. If I told you in 5 years ago, in 2018, then the next 5 years, the S&P would beat Amazon, guarantee you every Amazon enthusiast in the world would have said, you're wrong, Paul, you're an idiot, you're wrong again, you've been wrong for the last 4 years, and I wouldn't have blamed them. I absolutely would not have blamed them. My point here, again, is not to take a dump on Amazon. It's to say overall that eventually hype doesn't work. In February 2021, I got blasted on this channel because I took Cathie Wood and said, she's not smart, Jim Cramer's not smart, their investments suck. Literally go back to our list of 2,100 videos. I've never shied away from that at all. I've been saying crypto is useless in its current form for a long, long time. And I still believe in its current form, it is not going to go well. By the way, a little fun little fact. I'm doing career day at my high school tomorrow, and the general counsel of Coinbase actually went to my high school and graduated in 1989, and we're on the same Zoom career day tomorrow. I saw the list. I'm like, oh boy. I was like, that's incredible. So I'm looking at this saying, look at Coinbase. Let's pull up Coinbase for a second. Up 2,000% because it was a, I don't know why this is the case, but let's look in the last 1 year. Down 33%. Last 1 month, but over, I don't get this chart here, but it had a peak. Its peak price was $429 on April 14th, 2021. It's currently $55. All right? I look at this saying, guys, eventually hype doesn't matter. Look at Palantir, Peloton, all the ones, Workhorse, Nikola. Look at all these companies. And guess what, guys? Stocks I've picked, some of them have gone down. A lot of them have gone down. And guess what I do? I buy more. Because I said no to those companies, not because they were up, because they were up so high and didn't make any sense financially. Every optimistic assumption didn't justify their price. That's where I was like, you got to avoid these. Every optimistic assumption does not justify the price because I look at investment as the present value of all future cash flow. And it's very, very likely that when things are getting really excited and emotional on the high side and euphoric, people are going to pay more than they should. It is possible to overpay for a good thing. If you don't believe in that, think about the one item in the world you love the most. Would you pay $10 million for it? Now, I'm assuming everybody out there is saying their favorite item is probably a couple $1,000s at most. Material thing, would you pay $10 million for? No, it's ridiculous. No different than buying a company. If you're buying a stock, it's possible to overpay. It's actually more likely to overpay. You must buy investments when it's the most pessimistic form of it. And I truly believe that Amazon, that currently sits at $105 a share, will be selling for significantly lower than this price at some point in the next couple of years. Mark this video. Mark it, send it to yourself in an email and do most emails you can send it in the future. Send it for December 31st, 2024 and see where Amazon went from here. I just believe markets are overvalued. And eventually, you have to sit there and consider that. This person I know who's a complete moron who works at Amazon kept bashing Warren Buffett. Look how terrible he is. Oh yeah? Double Amazon's return in the last 5 years. His comment was, look at Warren Buffett's performance in 5 to 10 year periods. All right, if that matters to you. So is Warren Buffett better than you now? By the way, I don't believe that. I don't believe Warren Buffett's better just because his stock has gone up. The stock is merely an auction and the public is saying that they like Berkshire Hathaway more. In the long run, it matters. But in the short run, 5 years is a long time. 5 years is a long time. And look at the saying, well, using their same argument, Warren Buffett is better than them, better than Jeff Bezos. Guys, I don't believe that necessarily. What I do believe is over long periods of time, every investment's the present value of all future cash flow. And in short periods of time, people can be euphoric and very depressed and fluctuate stock prices based on that. Let's go back to Amazon here. Look at Amazon's high and low for the year. 146 high for the year back in August, and literally 5 months later, it hit a low of $81. Guys, 5 months later, the stock almost fell in half. How? Literally, half the price was 73, it went to 81. How can you sit there and say that any stocks are rational? You have to remember that stocks are going to fluctuate in price. But over long periods of time, eventually, stocks will go to where they should be going. Amazon seemed unstoppable up here. Unstoppable. Why? Because people paid attention to this. Not to the fundamentals of the business. Guys, this is what I look at. Their gross margin is 13.5%. That's garbage. That's lower than a car company. Their overall profit margin, 5-year average, is 3.8%. I don't care what you do. That's absurd. A company like Amazon should be making way more than that. Now, people will say they're investing in the future. That could be true, but they're a $1 trillion company already. Start showing me some profit. What do you have to make to justify a $1 trillion value? I'll tell you right now, way more than $4.3 billion you have to make. You have to make way more than that to justify a $1 trillion value based on their size. Guys, every investment's the present value of all future cash flow. If you're new to this channel and this sounds intriguing to you, subscribe. Share this video with somebody else. Go watch our past videos. We've been very consistent. I've said it 1,000 times. If you believe in crypto, I think you are stupid. If you don't like that, click the video off. That's how you show me I'm dumb. Or comment before, Paul, you're a moron. I'm not watching your video. Click. Great. Love it. I love it because back in February of 2021, all the naysayers, it's quiet. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I used to get so much hate mail back then. I have a lot more followers now than I did back then, and I get practically zero hate mail now. Not saying that means anything. It just shows like, okay, maybe people are saying, wait a second, he might have been right. And guess what? Not being a futster, the markets are going to go down a lot further. But that's an opportunity for you. You can't look at it as a bad thing. It is a good thing. If your favorite thing in the world that I just told you about fell in price by 90%, wouldn't you buy more of it? Of course you would. If you loved iPhones and they fell by 90%, you can get the brand new iPhone for $100 or $150. Why wouldn't you buy it? Unless you're like Nick here, who is obsessed with Samsung, which has caused us to think about firing him many times. Guys, we do a lot of videos on this channel. We do stock analysis, we do real estate, we do life things, we do economic things. It's not to say what's going to happen. It's what is a range of possibilities and what's likely. I just had a friend of mine message me today, this morning, and she said, Paul, I need help with a piece of real estate. And I said, she goes, where do you think real estate's going? I have no idea. However, if you buy this home right now and you plan on living there for 30 years, you'll probably do very well. Why? Because even if you sell it for exactly what you paid for it 30 years from now, you've paid down debt and you've 5x your money over 30 years. Okay? I'm never going to, and her guess is just as good as mine of where the market's going to go in the next few years. I'm not here to predict that. But what I am here to say is based on where we are today, are the next few years going to be good? I don't know, but I can say the higher the price, the less likely you are to go higher when things are out of whack from a value perspective. And that's where we've been in the market for a while. So again, if you like this, subscribe and share it with somebody. If you don't like this and think I'm an idiot, please tell me below. It gets me happy. And if you want to send me another message on Twitter, Instagram, follow me there and tell me what an idiot I am. Thank you very much for your time.